Hey Capricorn, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings. Take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your wavelength or storyline here, check your other major placements. If I do, and you want, you can join me over on Vimeo. The link is in the description box below. And what I'll be doing on this reading is a traditional tarot spread, and then over on Vimeo, I'm going to put a spread over that with a different deck, and then we'll take those cards in combo and get more specifics. So, cutting the deck here. Overall for the reading, the Moon card dealing with subconscious issues, revelations, seeing things much more clearly, having to look at some of our shadow self, some of the parts that we've rejected, some of the parts we were told would be rejected if other people knew about them. Yeah, trying to see something more clearly, looking in on our own self, maybe looking in on our own dreams, maybe some dream interpretation. But I mean, this shadow, I mean, it's interesting because why is this all so negative and dark here? Like, couldn't there be some good stuff in ourselves that we haven't seen before? I think there's going to be. Maybe some reframing of some stuff. Seeing how you've been productive, seeing the ways in which you are innocent. There's a lot of beauty down here too. I mean, the only really good way to do internal shadow work and stuff is with approaching yourself with unconditional love. Knowing that you won't abandon or hate yourself, even no matter what you find down there. You have a sacred duty to love who you are. So approaching that work with love and realizing that not only could some dark stuff come up, but so could some really good stuff too, right? You could see some inner strength, some inner beauty, some inner innocence that maybe you didn't recognize in yourself before. You also might see some ickies, some creepy crawlies in your heart, in your psyche, and that's okay. So I feel like talking about unconditional love as we go deep within, looking to see and understand ourselves better. Past, present, inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. Yes, that is what we are doing. That's what we're doing here, Capricorn. Deep dive. In your recent past, you've had this Two of Cups. So deep connection, a conversation. This card's showing up a lot. A lot of people are, and I love that, right? Because we're all having this collective experience at the same time. We're all in bodies, we're all incarnated at the same time, and we're all woven together with this collective experience. So I'd love to see these cards sort of weave through the collective as I do these readings and show up again and again. So Two of Cups. This is almost exactly what I was just talking about, is this deep connection, this interconnectedness between two people. There may have been a conversation that's outside of, right, to kind of taken aside and discuss something, but there was a deep connection. There was a deep conversation where both people got what they needed. Both people were proud. Maybe they didn't see eye to eye, but their hearts were able to share something powerful. Powerful, authentic communication, connection. You've had this, you've known this. You've had a really good connected conversation. This might have just been one conversation. This might have been months. This might have been years. There's some deep connection here. And yeah, I'm really seeing in this one today that maybe you don't see eye to eye with this person on everything, but there is connection there. There's been a deep connection experienced by both people. It was not one-sided. Current situation was this Five of Cups. So these cups got spilled. These two cups, right? We've got two cups here spilled. This deep connection, this lovely connection, kind of is having some issues, and this has created a grief process for you. There's a lot of sadness here around this, maybe trying to figure it out, trying to figure out what happened. There's comfort available to you, but you're not quite available to it. You're not quite acknowledging that there's this person that's helping you. There's quite a focus on what's been lost. There's not a focus. You're not able to yet. I mean, grief is a process, right? It's a process, and there's not really a process that kind of indicates that there's some sort of end to it or something like. And then you get done, and here's your product. You know, like there's some sort of recipe to grief or something, and then eventually the cake comes out and it's baked and it's delicious and everybody enjoys it. No, there was a connection that was lost. And you're really focused on sort of what went wrong, on the sadness, on what happened to this connection. You were close with someone and now you're not, and you're very focused. You're close with other people. There are other people helping you through this, and these shadows keep showing up in these cards so far. So, right, these shadows keep showing up. Yeah, there's a lot of darkness here. I mean, not darkness like evil, but just like unseen, not being able to see something. So yeah, there's been a really deep, loving connection, but something's gone wrong with it. It's not necessarily broken, it's just spilled. There's just a spilled, and there's some sadness and grief here over this loss of the closeness, a loss of the closeness, a loss of the connection. And you're very focused on that, focus on what's lost. You're not able yet to turn your focus to what's still there, what's still available. There's just a lot of focus on the loss here. Your inner landscape, hopes, fears. 3 of Coins. 3 of Coins is about working with something. I'm starting to see it more almost as a consultation card. Could be therapy. It's like working on something, consulting with someone. It's the teamwork. So you may be trying to assemble a team, maybe trying to find someone to consult with about what's gone on with this. Maybe trying to work together with other people to figure something out. We have this book showing up again and again, 2 of them, but they're closed. They might be hymnals. They might be. Oh, this is fascinating. This card. You've got someone with the cup. So what the theory of the card is everyone's working together to create something beautiful. So it's this teamwork card. It could be looking for work sometimes, wanting to assemble a team of experts. But again, we have this book here. We have this book that shows up later with this Queen of Cups card, and it's closed. But is it like a calculations book? Like, what is this book here that's closed? Anyway, there's a sense of wanting to assemble a team, maybe wanting to assemble a team of experts, especially since we're dealing with this grief. You may be wanting to reach out for grief counseling, or you may be wanting to reach out to therapists or something to kind of figure out why you're sort of hung up on this, why you're sort of stuck here. But this could be thinking about hoping to assemble a team of experts, maybe even a work crew, work team, trying to, for the purpose of accomplishing something. This isn't like, yeah, it's for the purpose of accomplishing something. It's like a barn raising or something where the group comes together for a purpose. So it's purposefully, so that's why I keep thinking of like consultants or something like that, where it's like, you know, you don't hire them on permanently, but you do, you know, hire them on, you know, for this project or something like that. So there's some sort of project, and it could be the project of recovering from something, from some grief, or there could be trying to get some expert advice on something here. So on like how to clean up this mess, you could be wanting to consult with a lawyer, getting some expert advice. What's at issue here is temperance. So there could be some impatience involved. There could be something that's very much out of balance, an adjustment period, not able to adjust. Again, we have these 2 cups, and these 2 cups are emptied. Again, oh, wow. This connection keeps like emptying out. And there's a sense of being out of sync, or there's a sense of being not in the right place at the right time. There's a sense of being out of the flow of something. And it also, again, a sense of something having been poured out, something having been lost, a connection, the emotional part of a connection having been sort of lost. And there's a sense of not adjusting to something, right? And this 5 of Cups too talks about sort of a calcified grief process of being stuck at a glitch at some place and being very focused on it, which is, you know, we can't ignore our losses or our emotions. It's silliness. Silly, just silly. And then I'm channeling someone right there, like very specifically. So this Temperance card about not getting the message, not understanding something, not being able to adjust to something or getting used to something, feeling outside the flow, feeling in a way discombobulated or confused or like out of place. Something feels very out of place here. Random almost. Yeah, something feels a little random here, and it just seems out of place. In your environment, we have the Fool card. So we have possibly an opportunity coming in for you to start something where you don't know where it's going, you don't know where it's leading, but the opportunity comes to you. Or this could be someone in your environment that has a new opportunity, that has something else coming in, and is considering taking a leap of faith. So, but again, we have this darkness. This leap of faith is always done in darkness, right? We can't see where it's going. We can't see where this stuff is going. And this is the contemplation stage of taking a leap. And there's dangers. Yeah, it's possible that this wouldn't be a good idea. So either something's presenting itself to you, but you can't see where it's going to go, but it is tempting you. And you are thinking, you know what? I don't know where that's going to lead, but I am curious enough about this darkness, right? So what I'm seeing here is she's looking into the darkness here. And I feel like this is the Moon card here. This is where something is coming in. Someone's looking into the darkness and seeing, they're not seeing how everything, they're seeing a moment of faith or an opportunity here. So this is really reminding me of this card of looking into the darkness, looking into a personal darkness, looking into shadow self stuff, right? She's literally just looking into the dark, into the shadows. So this could be a sense of wanting to leap into that work, of having an opportunity to, or someone here, maybe someone that you were connected with, is looking very deep into the night, into some dark spaces, into some dark areas, and wondering about leaping into that, going in that direction, or wondering about what's out there, what's in that night, what's in that dark, and wanting to explore some darker areas or the places where they haven't been able to see before, wanting to explore that, what's hidden. So there could be someone in your environment or an opportunity coming in for you to take a leap of faith or to head into a very different direction than you have before. And it's all very unclear. It is called a leap of faith for a reason. It's not a leap of logical clarity. It's not a sure-footed step into well-known territory. It is a leap into darkness, into whatever the hell is out there, and a willingness to go into that darkness and to explore it. The dawn comes eventually, but we have to leave in the pre-dawn hours if we're going to make this trip. So we have to leave before we can see exactly where we're going. Your to-do list, Queen of Cups. So this is the journaling it out, figuring it out, writing down your dreams possibly. There's going to be some shadow, some icky shit in there. There's going to be a lot of emotions. There's going to be moments of transparency. There's going to be love. But this is you. Queens are very internally focused. This is you doing your internal deep dive here. You have an opportunity to look into some darkness, and you probably should do that. This is journaling it out, figuring it out. This could be figuring it out with some person, with somebody. This could be, Queen could also be communicating love too, communicating your love. She's got her cup here, right? These are her emotions. This other part is something that's shared with somebody else. And this is sort of an independent, in my opinion, the queens are very independent because they're just very focused internally. They're not really focused on who's listening, how it relates to other people, what the ramifications are. Those are our kings. Our kings are more about the external world, more about bringing that internal world into the external world. They're about leadership. They're about other people's and responding to them. They're about initiative. This is about internal work. The queens, in my opinion, are internally focused. They are micro-universe focused, the microcosm, the inner world, the inner universe. This is a call to explore your feelings, explore what's in there, explore the depths You don't have to share it with anybody. This is all sharing, sharing, sharing. Something feels weird. Something feels off. Explore your emotions, explore your feelings, possibly even explore your own intuitions about something, writing it out, communicating with yourself about your own emotions and dealing with them in a mature way. It's this, right, and the same book shows up over here in this like teamwork. So maybe you do some of this work yourself and then you bring it to someone for a consult or something. This is figuring out your own feelings. I mean, we've got 2 of Cups, 5 of Cups, Queen of Cups. We've got Temperance, which has cups in it. I mean, there's just a lot of emotional activity going on here. And then the Moon card, which is like the major arcana about emotional activity and looking into that. So this is just a reading, Capricorn, which I'm sure you're going to love, about emotional processing, emotional issues. And the Queen takes leadership of her inner life. Queens, so the Kings are more externally focused. The Queens are taking leadership of their own inner life, taking, not control. We don't experience our emotions as something that needs to be controlled any more than we need to experience our eyeballs as something that needs to be controlled, or the things in our vision that we have to control that information. No, this is all information that's super important for us to be absorbing in order for our survival. And the same is true for emotions. This is all information that's here for your survival. It's like a sense here. So just exploring these senses and taking leadership over your own feelings, over your own emotional health and well-being, and taking that leadership. And it doesn't have to be public. It can be private, but you may eventually want to. You may consider seeing an expert to help you sort out all of these feelings. Possible outcome is 6 of Wands. You could be very successful. And in fact, your success could have will guaranteed have a ripple effect on everyone around you. When one puzzle piece changes its shape, changes how it deals with something, changes how it processes its emotions and feelings, every puzzle piece around that puzzle piece has to change their shape too in order to fit. These have huge ripple effects throughout the universe, throughout the energy, throughout all of that. When you do your emotional work, it affects other people, and this is going to benefit a lot of other people. As you do this work, this is the parade. This is like you becoming you, the hell. I mean, and we all have this work to do. It's continuous. It's never ending. That's almost what makes it fascinating, is it's just, there's not a completion. But as you become more successful in this whole process and what you're doing, as you experience success here, it's going to have a positive effect on your whole community, on everyone around you as you do this deep emotional work, subconscious work. This is going to profoundly affect your environment. This is going to profoundly affect the people around you, their joy, and they will be celebrating this work. They may not know that you did this work. They don't have to know specifically what work you did. They don't have to know that you saw a therapist. They don't have to know that, you know, what motivated it. They don't have to know anything about that, but it will benefit both you and everyone around you. This is celebratable. This is really important work, really moves you forward. People will respond positively to that. People will be very pleased with the work. The work you're doing, this emotional work, this subconscious work, this looking at things and journaling them out work, this not only improves your life, but just the people around you will be healthier. In a way, when you heal yourself and heal that, you're healing that connection with every single person in your life. So the spokes just go out, and whatever healing you can accomplish will, just by the laws of physics and being here, and the energy, the interconnected energy we all have that I was talking about before, that interconnected energy, when you heal yourself, that radiates out, and everyone else gets a piece of that healing too, to add to their own healing, to add to their own health and well-being. They'll receive that ripple effect, and it will be very positive for them. Will it completely transform their life? No, but you're in charge of your transformation, and you don't do it for them, but you need to know that that is one of the greatest things you can do for other people, is that work that you do on yourself. Is it Ram Dass? He says, the best thing you can do for anybody else is to do your own work, because that spreads the healing, that radiates the healing out from you, and adds a little piece of healing to someone else's puzzle. So All right, if that resonated with you, if you want to hear more about that, join me over on Vimeo. If not, then I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments.